everyone, I am Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSE Core Concepts in the series of Learning Python for Beginner. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss about the videos about the input and the output operations which we can do using in a Python program. In my earlier video, we have already discussed about the installation. I hope you have done with it, and of course about some important things like your data types and your indentation, comments, etc. So let us get started with very simple programs, although we cannot go much further right now as we have not yet studied loops and all. But don't worry, they are going to be uploaded very soon recently. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel and keep an eye and start practicing Python with me. So let us get started with it. So let us have understanding about the input and the output function. Now, till now what we have discussed in my video is that whenever we want to print or anything, so we are assigning the values to the variables in this way, static way, right? But let's say if the user wants to insert the values in a dynamic approach, that is, let user give the input, then the function to take the input value is your input function, just like you have cin or scanf in your C and C++, right? Now similarly, when you want to print the value, you have the print function. By default, the input function takes the value in the string and prints also in the string data type. And if you want to convert them into other data types such as your integer or float, then you have to do typecasting, which we have already discussed. And of course, we will see it eventually when we will require it in the program. Now, let's say, for example, take an example that we have, you want to print your name or you want to welcome somebody. So you are taking a variable name where you are using the input function to take the input of the user, the name, and you are simply printing. Now here you have taken input only one value and your output is also one, but you can also print multiple values also in one print statement. So shall we try this? Let's get started. Right now I am doing it in this simple notepad, so that is not an issue. You can do it in any one of the options which I have already told you about. So let's say I am declaring I am saying I have a variable name, and I am saying enter your name, right? And done. And I want to print it. So let's say I'm saying print hello, and I want to say to that person who has written his name, welcome. Right? It's very simple program. It is just to print a message. So we will have to save it first and then run. And here you can see your name and you can write down, let's say Sonali, and you are getting a print hello Sonali, welcome. Similarly, now if you want to print multiple values which you have already assigned, let's say I am taking a string value. String value is equals to core, and I am taking values of different data types, but again they will be taken as if you are using the input function, it will take as string. Okay, if you are directly assigning, you can assign it in the any data type which you want to. Okay, so you are saying Mangalore, right? And you want to print this multiple data in one print statement, so that is also possible. So let's see, I have written this statement, and of course you have to save the file, then you have to run. Okay, Mangalore, one minute, yeah, I forgot to put this equal to sign here. Save and run, and so these three values have been printed by one print statement. Looks very simple, right? Now let's take multiple input from the user. Now as I told you that the input function which is using, it is taking in the form of string. Now when you are taking as an input multiple values from the user, it will come as a complete string. So what you have to do is that multiple inputs have to be broken down using the split function. So split function, remember one thing, split function will work only with the string inputs. If you are changing the data type to int or float, then this split function won't work on them. So shall we see one example? Let's say I am just taking, I am not doing any typecasting right now. I am taking the input in string only and I want to print it. Say I want to print the number of boys and girls in my class, right? So I am taking two inputs, multiple inputs in one input statement. I am saying input and I am writing enter the number of boys and girls. Understood? So this is what I have done. Now you have to do this split, because if you are putting two values, let's say you have 10 boys and 20 girls, right? So when you are putting the value 10, 20, it will be considered as one complete string. But actually 10 is a separate value, 20 is a separate value. So you have to use that function split. Now while using this function split, you have to tell the editor or the interpreter that based on what you are splitting. One option is that you can just give a space. Okay, now if you have given a single space, that means make sure you are giving the input also like 10 space 20. Okay, and if you, okay, we will first do this, check it. Print, let's say number of boys is X, right? And print, say number of girls is Y. Okay, I forgot to put a comma here, so I have to put a comma, right? Yeah, done. So let's do it. Let's save the file. Okay, and execute it, run module. Now see, enter the number of boys and girls. I hope you can see. So when you are saying enter the number of boys and girls, I have to give two inputs, 10. Now since split was based on your space, so you have to put one space and then 20, right? Now if I am trying to execute again, see, let's say for example by mistake you have done 10 comma 20, you will get an error because you could not split it. But if you want to get splitted based on a comma, then you can say, see, sometimes we have to write some description and we write a comma separated values. That means what? That function is using comma to recognize two separate input. Understood? So if I have written split with a comma, then it is mandatory for me to write 10 comma 20. So it will split based on the comma. Right. So whatever on the basis of whatever string you are splitting, that you have to mention. So similarly here there is another example. So here also I have written simply a split. Okay, but actually you have to write down it as split, and then you have to write whatever based on what, like so you can put a white space also. So here you have taken three values X, Y and Z. So you can take multiple values also. But if you do not want to take the input in the form of a string, but if you want to take the input in the form of an integer or float, then you will have to typecast it, because by default input will be in the form of a string. And if you have converted it into integer or float, then you cannot use the split function. So let's say input an integer representing the number of students. Let me take the number of students as an input, but I want the input to be taken in the integer using typecasting. So how can I use typecasting? Just before the input, I can write down integer, right? So if I am writing like this, n is equals to, simply if I am writing input number of students, right? And I am saying print n. Fine. So this value is in the form of a string, right? Number of students, I am saying 50. So 50 is in the form of a string. But if I want this in the form of a integer, then I will have to typecast it by putting this integer in the front, right? So if I run it, now for you it won't make any difference, but if you are doing some operations on it, then of course it will make a difference, right? So let's say again here you want to have price of one chocolate, you want to convert it into float. So any data type you can convert it to. So printing, now you can see I have seen one interesting example here where based on the value we are going to retrieve the data types, right? So I have one variable where I am saying hello students, B is assigned 10, C is assigned 11.22, D is assigned some more strings and so on, right? So let us see the data types, how I can fetch it by using the function type. Okay, if I use this function type, I can fetch the data types. Let us see. Okay, let us use our text editor, and I am saying let's get started with one by one. So A is equals to, let's say I'm saying hello students. Okay, I'm saying hello students, and I want to print, the type of this variable, data type of this variable, right? So let me just save the file and execute it. Okay, I have one bracket which I have not opened. 1 minute. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, so it is of type string. You can see class string, right? Then you can have, let's say you are saying B is equals to 10, okay? C is equals to 11.22, okay? And you can say print type of B. I want it in separate lines. So let's say print type of C. Understood? So let us save and execute. So these are small functions by which it makes your programming very easy. So your string, integer, float. Now there are other data types also, but which if I discuss to you right now, you might not be able to understand in that much detail. But again, this you can see the difference here. These are the different data types, where we will come up about these data types just after this video in the upcoming videos. So here you have round brackets, here you have square brackets, and here something you have curly brackets, right? So these are the different data types of the Python, which we can see. Let's say D is equals to, let us try and see it. Okay, what does it mean? So let's say CAC, then I have core, and I have concepts, right? I have written three things, and I am closing this bracket, and I am writing print type of D, right? So what is it? Tuple. You can see tuple. So what does tuple means, and in detail we will study about it. Then let's say if I am replacing this with a square bracket, that's the only difference I am making. So I am making it as a square bracket. So it is of type list, right? Where you have arrays, here you have list, right? And another difference is there. You can see the third one. It is under curly braces, but not only that, it is assigning some value also. Let's say it is assigning some number also. Let's say CAC is 1, core is 2 with a colon, and this one is concepts is 3. So let's say run it. This is dict. Dict means dictionary. Okay, dictionary. So every string is assigned some number. So we will study in detail about these three data types. So this one is your tuples, this one was your list, and this one is your dictionary. Okay, so don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel, because this series is going to be very interesting. You will be learning a lot of functions which will make your programming very easy. So please subscribe to the channel, and thank you.